Hello everyone. Uh, Today's lecture is on classification of signals. The first lecture we have discussed definition of signal, system and signal processing. Now let's try to understand what are different types of signals. How do we classify the signals? So let's begin with signal again. We know that signal is an entity. Signal is a function that carries some meaningful information. There are some examples like TV signal. There is a video signal which comes and we watch the television. The radio signal, we hear certain programs, certain events, music, songs in the radio. MP3, MP4 are the different names of the signals. Electric signals electric signals are in the form of voltages and currents. Acoustic signals, that may be both analog and digital signal related to sound signal. Video signal, that is nothing but variation of intensity or picture color or grayscale of a particular color. Biological signals like DNA sequence, economic signals, stock prices, stock indices of different countries, telephone signal, Ethernet signal, and many more. So we have seen a number of examples of signal. What is common in all those examples is signal represents certain meaningful, useful information. Let's understand this example again. You see here sound waves are striking here. There is a pressure being applied on the diaphragm. We know it's we use the microphone and then we use the microphone to record certain voice or to deliver certain program in a function. So what do? We use a microphone there, or even in our smartphones, microphone is there. So there is a diaphragm over. In the diaphragm, the sound wave is strike and then it applies the pressure. Vibrations are produced and those vibrations are finally produced in the form of electrical signal. So the sound wave which is coming from our mouth or any other source is converted into electrical signal. So it's a kind of transducer that converts sound signal into electric signal, but both are signals. The representation of the signal is different. The signal is in different form, but both are types of signal, sound as well as electrical signal. Electrical signal may be represented or expressed in the form of voltage or current. All right. So this is one example of diaphragm. See here, this is an example where voltage signal can be seen and it has been represented on time scale, time axis. This one cycle, we know all the basics. This one cycle is called as time period. The maximum amplitude in one direction, in one positive or negative side, is called as amplitude or the peak value. So this peak to peak is from negative minimum to positive maximum. This is a time scale. So this is a time varying signal. When time is changing, the amplitude of signal is changing. So we can say it's a time varying voltage signal. Similarly, we can also draw time varying current signal. There is another example. You see ECG signal. ECG signals are recorded from our heart, electrocardiogram, electrocardiographic signal, ECG. So when you record ECG signal, they are very small amplitude electrical signals. You see the amplitude in millivolt, and then these are the samples, sampling frequencies. So this is a clean ECG, but actually the raw ECG which we record is like this. Then we are performing certain operation, are removing the PLI, which is power line interference. Because when you record ECG signal, there are some electrodes which are connected with the electrical wire. So that power line, electrical line interference produces some disturbance in the signal. So it can be corrected by using some electronic circuitry or some processing called as noise removal. And the clean ECG signal looks like this. It has different name. the peak and the valleys got different nomenclature in ECG, but that is not the agenda of this lecture. What we are trying to understand is ECG is also a signal, is a time varying signal. There is a variation in the signal with time or the number of samples. So the main, the focus of the topic is classification of signal. So when we see this diagram carefully, we understand there is an example of one continuous signal, continuous time, continuous values. You see over the time, there is a continuity, there is no break. And continuous values are also not disconnected. So you can say continuous time, continuous values called as analog signal. By the way, all by default, all natural signals are analog signals. All the signals, default signals, natural signals are called as analog signals, which are always continuous time signals. You see here the second example, it's a continuous time. The time scale is still continuous, but the amplitude are discrete. You see here, this is some low value, high, then another high value, then another high value. So the continuity is broken now. So therefore the values are discrete, but the time is still continuous. The third example, where the time is continuous, but the values, the time is discrete. There is a break, breaking in time, but the values are continuous. You see that the envelope is continuous. And the last one is discrete time. Times are also discrete and the values are also discrete. So this particular slide represents analog and discrete signal. Analog signal, continuous time, continuous value. Discrete signal, actually that is digital signal, which is discrete time and discrete value. But when we say discrete time and continuous value is called as discrete signal. Let's understand. We always hear analog, digital in signal processing, digital signal processing, image processing, speech processing. We always, hear the two words analog signal and digital signal. We don't get digital signal directly. There are certain operations, sampling, quantization, and all that. But that is not the agenda of this lecture. What is important is to know analog. And when we want to convert analog into digital, the next step is sampling, and then we get a sampled output called as discrete time signal, and the discrete time signal is converted into digital signal using suitable operations. You see another kind of classification like signals, continuous time, discrete time, continuous time, continuous value called as analog signal. Discrete time, there are two possibilities, discrete time, continuous value, discrete value. Discrete time, continuous value is called as discrete time signal, and discrete time, discrete value is called as digital signal. You see here, digital signals are always represented, expressed in terms of zeros and ones. So those are called as discrete time, discrete values. So this diagram represents analog versus digital. There is a continuity in the signal, both in time and values. We call it as analog, and it is converted into digital. Values and times both are discrete. So analog is converted finally into digital signal, because most of the processors, most of the modern signal processing operations are digital signal processing. Digital signal processing has got a number of advantages over analog signal processing, and therefore we need to convert analog signal into digital signal. There is another kind of classification based on the dimension. The first classification, that is, analog and digital or analog and discrete, is based on continuity and discontinuity. Whether the continuity exists in time and values, depending on that, continuity classification is in analog, discrete, and digital. The next classification is based on dimension. The signal can be one-dimensional, can be two-dimensional, can be three-dimensional, can be four-dimensional, can be multi-dimensional. So like speech, music, or computer data, all are one-dimensional signal. Picture, as you know that any pixel in the image can be represented by a two-dimensional coordinate system. So that's the 2D signal. Video data, because there are always frames of images, so video data is a three-dimensional signal. Next is 4-dimensional signal where volumetric data is changing over the time. That kind of dimensional data is 4D signal, and there will be multi-dimensional signals based on the applications, what type of signals are involved. Now, based on the nature of the signal, the classification may be dynamic signal, static signal. Dynamic and static means the nature is dynamic. There is changing nature, there is varying nature, whereas in static, most of the parameters will be stable. So when it comes to dynamic, again, dynamic is of two types: deterministic, random. Deterministic and random. Though we will discuss this deterministic and random signal in detail in subsequent lectures, but here we'll just define what is deterministic. As its name suggests, it can be predicted, it can be determined, whereas random signal is non-deterministic. It cannot be determined, it cannot be predicted. So its values are all unpredictable. So that's the random signal. Like noise, suddenly there is a noise in a speech signal or an image signal. Suddenly in a communication, in the voice received by the receiver, suddenly there is a noise signal that is appearing. So that is not a deterministic signal. That is an example of random signal. Deterministic is further classified into periodic, non-periodic. It may be periodic in nature, means the dynamic signal may change over a time periodically. After certain duration, this will repeat. This will be repeating, and this may not be. If it is not repeating, non-periodic. If it is repeating, periodic signal. Similarly, random may be stationary, non-stationary. Random, the nature is random, but it may be stationary. Mostly it is non-stationary. Next is, as we have already seen, continuous means analog and discrete. So there are some examples of continuous signal and discrete signal, like continuous temperature in a room. Inside this, I'm sorry, inside this room, the variation in temperature is not discrete. The values are continuous, and therefore temperature in a room is an example of continuous time signal. Mass density in cross section of brain. Mass density is continuous signal. Discrete, DNA based sequence, digital image pixel, pixel intensities, all those are discrete values. So continuous time signal exists at every instant of time. You see here. Here the time is independent variable. Here it is time is independent variable. So the variation is continuous. At every moment, at every time, the signal amplitude will exist. This is continuous time signal. Discrete time signal, you see here, the independent variable is again t, but the dependent variable is amplitude, and it exists only at equally spaced discrete points in time. So this is discrete signal where the time is discrete, see here, but the amplitude is still continuous. The signal has been converted in the form of pulses, but the variation is still continuous, but the gap, the time duration has become discrete. So this is called as discrete time signal. See here, this is a continuous time signal. Generally, it is expressed as xt. T is a time domain variable, right? T is generally used for continuous time variation. And here we write xn or x equal to nt, where capital T is the time period. After what certain interval or period, the pulses will repeat. So you see, the signal has been converted in the form of samples. So the signal has become discrete. So the variation in the value or the amplitude is still continuous, but the time duration has become discrete. So this is discrete time signal. When the value and the spacing both become discrete, the signal becomes digital. That we will discuss separately. You see here again example of continuous and discrete. Continuous signal is represented by enclosing the independent variable time in parentheses. Discrete time signal is represented by enclosing the independent variable index in the sequence bracket. Here small n. We can write small k, small t, small p, whatever. That will be always an integer. First sample, second sample, zeroth sample. That represents, that indicates the number of sample. the position of sample. Whereas t here is a continuous, t equals 0 seconds, 0.1 second, 0.2 second, 0.3 second, and so on. So there will be continuity. So this talks about continuous and discrete time signal. Look at here, x minus 1, x minus 2, x1, x2, x3. These are discrete samples, whereas here the signal is continuous. Continuous voltage, continuous current, continuous pressure, temperature, velocity. Most of the signals in the physical world, as I've already mentioned, are continuous signal. And the discrete time signal, like DNA based sequence, population of particular generation, will be always a discrete signal. Population of a particular country, particular, group in a country will be always discrete. There is no rule that this year the population is this, next year it will increase by this number or this percent. The values will be always discrete. Next, even and odd signal, as its name suggests, when we say even signal, x minus t equals x of t. It means in the negative as well as positive side, I'm sorry, in the negative and positive side, both the signal will be similar. You see here, even signal, even if you see the positive or negative side with respect to origin, the signal is same. Odd signal, it will be same, but the magnitude will become, negative. You see here, just reverse. So this is odd signal. And we can interrelate between, interrelate even and odd signal. Even signal can be written as 1/2 xt plus x minus t. Odd signal can be obtained as 1/2 multiplied by difference between xt and x of minus t. We will discuss this while doing the problems in detail, numericals in detail. Next comes periodic and non-periodic. Very simple. Periodic means repetition will be there after certain interval. You see here, xt equal to xt plus t. When we write this, then after the interval t, the signal is repeating. So we see that the t is a time period. T can also be written, expressed in terms of f, frequency, as 1/t, where omega, there is an angular frequency called as 2π/t, where t is the time period. So you see this signal, after certain interval, the signal is repeating. That interval is called as time period. The next one is the non-periodic. You see here, the signal is not repeating at all. So this is your non-periodic signal. Deterministic and random, as I told you, deterministic, there is no uncertainty with respect to the value. Like sine 3t, we know that at a certain particular time, what will be the value, we know it very well. Sine 3t, sine t, sine 4t, all signals will be deterministic. You see here. Random signal, there will be always uncertainty before the actual occurrence. We can predict that this will be amplitude at certain time interval. The prediction may be true and it may not be true. So therefore, the uncertainty before its actual presence or occurrence will be always there in the random signal. Right-handed, left-handed, very simple. You see here, right-handed and left-handed signal, 0 between a given variable and positive or negative infinity. You see here, 0 is here, so it means it's the right-handed. 0 is here means this is left-handed signal, right? So where is 0? That's very important. So if the signal with respect to 0 is oriented in right direction, we call it as right-handed. Else the signal will be called as left-handed. Causal and anti-causal. What is causal and anti-causal? Look at here. Causal signal means the signal is 0 for all negative time. You see here. For all negative values of t, the signal is 0. For all positive time, if the signal is 0, called as anti-causal. Just opposite. For all positive time values, the signal is 0. Non-causal is non-zero, values in both positive and negative. Means in both positive and negative, the values may exist, called as non-causal. So causal, anti-causal, and non-causal. You see here. This is the example of non-causal. So causal and anti-causal are more important. Causal means the signal exists for all positive values of t only. Anti-causal signal exists only for all negative values of t. And obviously, when we say causal signal, So the signal will have zero amplitude for all negative time values. Energy and power signal are another important signals which we will discuss separately, but let's define here what do we mean by energy signal. So the signal with finite energy, certain finite value of energy is there in that signal, and zero power is called as energy signal. The signal which is having finite energy value, zero power is called as energy signal. You see here, energy is between zero and less than infinite, but the power is zero, called as energy signal. And signal energy of signal is generally defined as area under the square magnitude of the signal. See here, when there is an auxiliary signal xt, we can determine energy of the signal by this expression. The unit of signal energy depends on the unit of signal. When it is volt, it will become voltage square. If the signal amplitude is ampere, the energy will be ampere square. So accordingly, we can determine the amplitude of the energy and power signal. So what is power signal? Next, some signals have infinite signal energy and average signal power, means certain average value of signal power, but the value of energy is infinite. Look at here, E equals infinite, where power is greater than zero, but less than infinite, called as power signal. How do we determine the average power? Just calculating the average energy and then again averaging it, it becomes average power. So what is power signal? Finite average power, infinite energy. What is energy signal? Finite energy signal, zero power signal. Periodic signal, the average power can be calculated like this, where t is the time period. Periodic signals are generally the periodic signals are all power signals. So this is all for today's lecture. So let's understand, let's recapitulate what we have covered. In this lecture, we have talked about the classification of signals, and there are different criteria upon which the classification is based. For example, what is the nature of the signal? Whether the variation is continuous or non-continuous. Accordingly, we have defined analog, that is continuous signal, discrete, and digital signal. Though we have not discussed digital signal in detail, but digital signal is also there, which is obtained from discrete signal. Then came the nature, how is the variation? Deterministic signal, random signal. Then we also discussed about based on the dimension, one-dimensional signal, two-dimensional signal, three-dimensional signal. Then based on the effect of timing, odd signal and even signal, whether with respect to zero or origin, the signal is symmetric or non-symmetric, odd and even signal. Then periodic and non-periodic signal, whether signal repeats after certain interval or not. And finally, we have defined energy and power signal. Energy signal, finite energy, zero power. Power signal, finite average power and infinite energy. So this is how we conclude this lecture as the introduction to the different types of signals or a classification of signal. So that's all for